Okay, so the question is two lamps, one rated 100 watt at 220 volt and the other 60 watt at 220 volt are connected in parallel to electric main supply. What current is drawn from the line if the supply voltage is 220 volts? So let us draw the circuit for this first. Okay, so what you have are two bulbs or two lamps which are connected in parallel to each other, which in turn are connected to a 220 volt supply. So one of the bulb is 100 watt at the rate 220 volts. The other is 60 watt at the rate 220 volts. And what we have to find is the current drawn by these two when the uh, when they are connected to a 220 volt power supply voltage. Okay, so for this question, we will have to find their resistances, or we can also find straight away the current drawn by each of them and we can add them, because current drawn by the bulb of 100 watt, let us call it as I1, and 60 watt, we can call this as I2. Okay, so for 100 watt, power is 100 watt, voltage is 220 volt. Current we have to find I1. Okay, because I1 plus I2, I1 plus I2 will be equal to I, which is the current drawn from the supply line. So we know that we have a formula for power which is P is equal to VI. Therefore, we have a formula I is equal to P by V. Here I can be taken as I1. So I1 will be equal to what? P is 100 and V is 220. So 100 by 220 amperes, or this zero get cancelled. So it will become 10 by 22 ampere. This is I1. Okay. Similarly, for the other bulb, for power is equal to 60 watt. For the other bulb, 60 watt, voltage is again 220 volt. So the current I2 we have to find. So I2 in this case will be again P by V only. We have already seen in this case. Okay. So I2 will be equal to 60 divided by 220. This 0 gets cancelled. So you get 6 by 22 ampere. So I will be equal to the sum of these two currents, I1 plus I2. So I will be equal to 10 by 22 plus 6 by 22, which will become LCM is 22. So this will become 10 plus 6, which will give us 16 by 22. And when we calculate 16 by 22, we get 0.72. 0.727 ampere, or I can be written as 0.73 ampere. Round off कर दिया इसको हमने. Okay, so this is the answer. There is one more alternative way to find out this, we can find out the resistance R1, resistance R2, and then we can use Ohm's law. Then we can use the formula for parallel, okay, and then we can find out, but this is more easier method, so we can do by this method only. It's more easier, okay, more shorter method.